Hi guys, my name is Anastasia and welcome to the video. Today I'm finally doing a bikini Q&A about my competitions that I've done this season. I've done 4 competitions this season. I've done Miami Pro, Bikini category, Pro that I won, and also I've done 3 UKBFF competitions that I placed top 5. Haven't placed top 3, so I haven't qualified for any of the big shows, but I just want to tell you about my experience and answer all of your questions. Number 1 question I got, of course, was about the difference between Miami Pro and UKBFF, and all I have to say is that Miami Pro is a definitely much more fun competition to do, but then the progression there is kind of limited. Because with Miami Pro, you can win a show, you can get your pro card, and then in the next pro show that's held once a year, you can win your pro category, and that's it. And then you can maybe win another pro category next year and maintain your title. But with UKBFF, it's a completely different story because the progression there is kind of unlimited. UKBFF is of course a part of IFBB, International Bodybuilding Federation, and then the sky is the limit unless you become Miss Bikini Olympia. It's very difficult also to get a pro card with UKBFF. Not only you need to win British finals or win one of the international shows, you need to be usually overall winner of all the height categories. And the bikini, it's quite a lot of girls, so you probably need to be the best out of hundreds and hundreds of girls. And with UKBFF bikini, maybe 1 or 2 girls get pro card in a year, so it's very tough. A lot of the girls that I did the competition with, they competed for already 3 or 4 years, done at least 10 shows, so competition was very high, not only because of the amazing bodies and the physiques they have, also being quite lean, but because they're very experienced with the posing, and the posing is very strict with UKBFF, which I'll probably do another separate video explaining it by detail. So how it works with UKBFF Federation is that you have many different shows throughout the year held in different parts of the country that are called qualifiers. So if you do place top 3 or top 2, or depending on how judges feel, you then qualify to do British finals. That's usually held in October once a year. So all the top people that competed throughout the whole year all over the country, then they get to do that big show, the British finals. And from there, if you place top 3 or maybe a winner, then you can apply to get a pro card. And then it will be up to UKBFF, even if you're a winner, to decide whether you're top standard, whether you'll be able to represent the country. Because of course it's a more professional sport, it's very serious. To get pro card, you also need to be British citizen, because you need to be kind of fully British to represent this country. And there are also a couple of other shows for UKBFF that are kind of bigger shows that qualify you to go to Ireland Classic, another international event where you will be competing as an amateur against other amateurs from other countries, and if you do win the overall class, they might consider to give you a pro card. So it's quite a tough challenge because you need to be not only the best in the country, in the region, but also you need to compete against other people. And bikini competitions, of course, are becoming more and more popular every year since ever it became a proper sport. In 2011 it was introduced officially as a category, so you can imagine there's a lot of girls competing, and to win overall is very difficult. Every bikini category is broken down into height, so you'll be competing with a lot of girls, maybe 20 girls in just your height category, where the difference is literally 2 centimeters, and then there will be a next category. I think it was going from A to F, A being the shortest and F being the tallest girl, so it's very competitive. And this is the type of competitions that you don't really do for fun, you do it to win. So if you want to compete as a personal challenge, something to inspire yourself, something as a bucket list, I would definitely recommend to do shows like Miami Pro, Pure Elite, even WBFF, because with WBFF, even though it's one of the most expensive federations to enter, and also you need to buy a costume like a dress or wings, it does end up as a fun show. And there is not much progression with WBFF either, because all you can do, you can win your pro card and then you can compete in pro shows again. All over the world, you'll be competing with the pros, but then kind of that's it. Of course, with any competitions, it's up to your goals, because you don't need to be a winner every year. You don't need to strive to become Miss Bikini Olympia, because a lot of people who compete and win titles or don't win titles, they use it really as a marketing platform, because you get more people knowing about you, you get official photographs, you can portray yourself as a bikini competitor, and it kind of gives you an edge over maybe other personal trainers. If you are a personal trainer, that shows that you have strong discipline, strong determination. So again, it's up to you why you want to compete in the first place. I think doing UKBFF is only for people who are crazy determined, who have a couple of years of training experience at least. And now I'm gonna go through some Instagram questions that I got. Daria asked me about eyelashes. She's been told that it's better to get permanent extensions because sometimes cheap eyelashes can come off. I would say it's completely up to your budget and up to how you want to feel. For all of my competitions, I usually put fake eyelashes. I did eyelashes extensions extensions once or twice, just for general purposes of not having to put eye makeup, and I loved it. But for competition, I always had fake eyelashes and I had no problems whatsoever. Of course, nobody guarantees that they will stay there, and it's up to the makeup artist and how good is the glue and how much you're sweating on your eyelids. But I would say that if you want to have that extra peace of mind and you have a budget to spend on eyelash extensions, definitely go for it. I've seen quite a few girls who got it done, and yeah, it's personal choice. Abe asked me how did I get into bikini competitions and what are my tips on being successful on the show day. How I got into bikini competitions is that I saw a casting last spring for Body Power. Body Power is like this big fitness expo in the UK that's held in Birmingham every May, and I saw a casting that they're doing some sort of fit factor show, that it's a competition for people who are looking athletic and sporty but not too lean or not too extreme, and I thought I might as well go to a casting. That they invited everybody to come along, and they said that if the judges at the casting will like you, then they will put you forward to do the actual competition. So I went to Birmingham. I was very nervous. I was wearing my bikini, like standing in the corner, and I did my little kind of walk in front of the judges, did some posing. I had completely no clue, but the feedback that I got that yes, I have a nice body, I'm looking athletic, and that I'm through to the competition. So of course I was kind of scared. I went straight away to speak to my coach, kind of get his advice and ask him how do I even become competition ready. And he created my diet plan and told me to change some things about my training, because I've already been training hard for 2 years, very regularly, maybe 4 or 5 times a week, of course with weights. And I've done that competition. I went through to the final. I didn't place in top 3, but I really loved the experience. And after that competition, I saw a few girls who were going to do Miami Pro. That was 3 weeks after the Body Power competition, and I thought, okay, well, I'm already lean, why not try something else and maybe try my luck, maybe I can place higher than just in the final in top 10. So I did Miami Pro 3 weeks afterwards, and I won overall, and I got my pro card, and I was like, oh my god, I love this. My competition journey was really kind of unexpected, and I would never even think about doing bikini competitions because I never thought I'm ready, or I never thought I'm up to the standard. But I think you really never know unless you strip off the fat and you really see the muscles that you've been building. Yeah, I just got good feedback from the judges. I felt that my body type is suitable, and I felt that my willpower was strong enough to do all this hard dieting, and I love the stage attention. And yeah, the rest is history. And to answer your question, how to be successful on a show day, I think that to be successful on a show day, you need to really put in a lot of work for at least a year prior to the actual competition day, because I was working out for, as I said, 2 years already before my first competition, quite a lot. So I wasn't like some sort of casual gym goer. I was going hard in the gym, and I loved it. I loved the training so much. I loved how my body was improving. So I think to be truly successful on the show day, you need to be seriously training in the gym for at least a year or 2. You need to find a good prep coach. You need to find good posing coach. You need to do a lot of research about certain look, maybe to speak to a couple of people in the fitness industry to get feedback if you're ready to lean down, if you have enough muscle, not to mess up your body. Because what I see nowadays is a lot of younger girls who just been in the gym for a couple of months, and then they're deciding to do a bikini competition, and they diet down, and all they have is literally bones and skin because they lost the fat, they haven't built the muscle, and you know, a lot of them also mess up their hormones. Definitely speak to many coaches, and once you've done the work on your body and training, and you've done your prep diet, you've done your posing practice, on the actual show day, just enjoy and try to be as confident as you can, love your body, just enjoy the experience. So I think to be successful on a show day, you just need to have your body is on point, that your body fat percentage is on point, that you're lean enough for whatever category you want to do, and your posing is on point, and all the beauty things like makeup, hair, bikini, everything needs to, of course, to complement you as a person, because everybody's different. But of course, the actual term of being successful on a competition day is different things for different people. Some people want to win, some people just want to be proud of themselves and get amazing stage photographs, and some people just do it as a personal challenge, so whatever happens, they're just happy that they even went through the prep and had enough courage to step on the stage in front of strangers in the bikini. Next question is from Bex. It's about hair removal method and what's the best method to remove the hair before the competition. I would say that the best way is to do something that suits your skin, because you can do any method you really want. You can shave, you can use hair removal cream, you can do wax. Just as long as your skin is not irritated, bumpy or inflamed, you'll be completely fine. And try to do it, of course, as close to the tan as possible, so that you don't have a lot of hair that's been regrown again. And don't worry to be crazy smooth. It's all about how it looks. As long as it looks smooth, that's fine. If you're worrying that the teeny tiny bit of hair has grown and now you're not so smooth to the touch, it's better to have that than irritated red bumpy skin that's inflamed, bleeding and scratched. You'll be fine. Another question from Bex, she asked, what time do you usually register on a day and how much waiting around is there, and what time does the competition usually end? So again, depends on the federation. The timing for registrations are usually in the morning first thing, just to see what competitors showed up, because a lot of people enter competitions and even pay the entry fees but they just don't show up or something happens. So the organizers need to see the actual numbers and then group the people into different categories. So registration is usually first thing in the morning, and then the show can go on for very long time. Last competition I've done, the show was on until 8:30 p.m. and you never know when your category is on the list. This is one of the advantages of UKBFF, because once you do your category, the results are there straight away. And if you do Miami Pro, you might be on stage for your category at 2 p.m. but you need to wait until the very end, maybe 9 p.m. to actually find out the results. So that way UKBFF is better. You know the result, you know if you placed or not, and it's up to you if you want to stay for the rest of the day or you can go home. So yeah, competition usually is a full day, so definitely don't plan anything after the competition. You will be completely exhausted. And also because we are girls, sometimes you get your hair and makeup appointments, if you don't do it yourself, with a makeup artist and hairstylist, maybe like 8 in the mornings or 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning, and then you'll be completely Lola. So I would say at least 5 hours for the whole process, but probably it's gonna take at least 10 or 12 hours of your day. Competition day is a very long day. Elizabeth asks, how do you stay on track without rebounding with competition treats like I know many people do? Well, first of all, I think it's only natural to do some sort of rebound after the competition, because your body been starving, your body needs nutrients, your body needs to increase the body fat, because of course it's not healthy or realistic to stay lean all year round as you were on a show day. So naturally you would eat some more foods that you wanted, maybe unhealthy things. But I think it's important to satisfy those naughty cravings, because if you don't really do that, you kind of go crazy. It will be even harder than your prep, because you'll see everything around you, you would want to eat everything around you. So maybe set some sort of plan while you're still in the prep mode of what you're going to have and when. Maybe plan some meals out with your friends and family so that you can have treats socially and enjoy it more. And try to not to eat too much alone, because when nobody's watching, this is usually when the harm is done and you can just binge and binge and binge. But in the end of the day, you need to understand why you did the bikini competition in the first place. If it was just a personal challenge, it might be okay for you to go back to your normal body fat percentage as you were before. If you did it to pursue even further and maybe do another competition, I think you'll be naturally more cautious about what you eat. For example, with me last year after my Miami Pro competition, I ate a lot because my mother and my grandmother were in town. So for a whole week, 3 meals a day, out eating so much food, and I did put on a lot of weight. And also you'll put a lot of water as well, because every gram of carb retains 3 grams of water, so you'll be completely kind of like a bit of a balloon if you eat a lot. This was happened to me, and this year I promised to myself that I won't be as bad as I was last year. And even though I already did put on some body fat percentage, I feel completely fine. I feel confident because I know that no matter what happens, I can always push it back and control my calories better. Another thing that's very helpful is to set some sort of events or things where you need to be still kind of lean. Things like photo shoots, you can't let yourself go too much. You can put on some body fat but not too much. Maybe speak to some friends, organize a photo shoot so that you're also held accountable to somebody else. And if you do have a coach, maybe organize a meeting with your coach a week post show so that you have kind of a tight bracket. In the end of the day, it's all up to you, you know. Nobody can tell you, oh, do this and this and this, because if you want to eat chocolate non-stop, you will do it. So it's all about self-control. You need to just control yourself, and you just need to realize that if you don't want to put on crazy amount of body fat and become bigger than you were before, even before doing your prep, so you need to just control yourself and add calories slowly with a few treats here and there, and you know, be okay with it, enjoy it, and also eat slowly. I think that really helps to enjoy the flavors more of the new things that you can eat off season, and not just kind of eating, feeling like a completely pig. But also sometimes it's important to overeat and feel disgusted by yourself. You'll be like, oh my god, I just ate all this food, I feel sick, I feel bloated. That kind of really helps me as well to guilt myself in a certain way, to be like, okay darling, it's enough now. So it's up to your motivation and where it usually comes from for you. If it's accountability to other people, if it's a reflection in a mirror, if it's your clothing size, if it's something on your scales. At the end of the day, just love yourself, and it's okay to put on body fat. Just do it slowly and controlled, and set some target. And also don't weigh yourself in the first few weeks, because you'll be holding a lot more water, and it just can mess up with your brain. You can become sad and eat even more in the end. A lot of the other questions I got were about nutrition and diet for the competition, and I'm not qualified to give you any specific information, but I was speaking to my coach this week, and I had this idea of maybe organizing a little seminar, a little talk in London, where you can come and ask me all the questions you want in person. And also my coach will be there, and he will probably do a little talk about what you need to train, how you need to diet, and yeah, things like that. I don't know if you'd be interested, but let me know. And also, if you have any other questions about bikini competitions, because I can imagine there are plenty, please leave a comment below, because I'll do another bikini Q&A very soon. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!